Alright, at the Irving Nature Park in Bugtouche. So, I'm gonna turn the camera around here in a second. And, yeah. It's gonna be a little bit noisy from time to time. Hopefully you hear me well. There's a little bit of wind. Hopefully that doesn't affect things. So, yeah, I'll stop this video here, and then I'll flip the camera over around and continue. Okay, so here we go. This is what it looks like. Sun's finally out after like 3 weeks of rain, clouds. So I don't have a stabilizer, so if you don't like the fact of the camera jumping, might as well quit it right now. Look for another video to watch. Here they're mowing the lawn a little bit further along, so might have a hard time hearing because of that. If it gets too bad when I listen to the video, I'll edit it out. So, hoping everybody's well. I'm wishing everybody all the best. Right now, in the Western world, we're all trying to make the best of a bad situation. When I say bad, I mean some places is terrible, where people are going homeless, and been following a couple of guys that are now homeless, and they're making do with whatever they have. We'll have to do the same. There's people that came along and helped them. Some of them strangers, other of them friends, family, the community they're in. And for me, I think this is what we're going through in the Western world is not only required, is deserved. So many of us are so caught up in money that it needs to be this way, be this difficult financially, so that hopefully people will start realizing what's important. It's not money. How fulfilling is your life? How meaningful is your life? How happy you are? How at peace that you are? How much joy you have in your life? How much truth there is? Are you learning? Are you growing? Feel connected with all of life? And I say if yes, you're better than these people that have $1 million in their accounts and still not happy with the million, so they want 2 million now. And many of these people, they would rip off their friends just to get to the second $1 million that they want. Some will steal from their family to get that second $1 million. Well, because it's tough times. It's getting harder, so you need to make ends meet, right? Keep on pushing. Be ruthless. If you see somebody struggling, laugh at them. Say they're not willing to get with the program. They're homeless. They probably are lazy bums. Right? This is the attitude of the West. And I'm generalizing here, of course. Don't take it seriously if you're not one of them. I know there's good people out there. I was talking to one of my friends, and he was saying, oh, well, if I could help someone, and my treatments are, let's say, $50 per the session, and somebody would say, look, I'm really struggling, I need your help, I don't have any money. You know what he said? Bring me an apple, bring me an orange, I'll give you a treatment. Right? And it's the same way with me. If anybody ever wants some help, get in contact. I have no set prices in anything. Yes, I have one product that's I have said is $30. If somebody would come over and they would reach me, I would say, can you afford $30? And they would say no. And I would say how much you can afford. They would say $10 maybe. I'll say, okay, give me 8. Right? Because I care about you healing. I care about you getting the help that you need. Sometimes we all need help in this life. This is why it is so much more difficult right now with everything that's going on in the Western world, because we are so divided, competing against each other. The last piece of bread, wanting top dollar for whatever you have. Oh, what kind of bird is this? Oh, it's a red robin. Yeah, like, so when let's say I'm very greedy, very much in a high rolling lifestyle, whatever I have to sell, you gotta pay me top dollar to get it. But if they are trying to buy something from you, no, you need to cut your price. That's the only way I'll buy it from you, because it's me. I deserve to get the top dollar for whatever I'm providing for my services or products. But you, no. You're going to sell it to me at a discount. As if you want to sell it. If you don't want to sell it, you don't want to lower the price, or you don't want to really sell it, then. And it's the people also that, everything that's been going on with the prices going up, and then they're doing healing services. And they say, well, since that everything has gone up, I'm going to put up my prices up too. For a simple reason that everything else has gone up. I'm going to increase my prices too. I don't know what this tree is here. I'm going to go see what it is. Hopefully it smells good. But yeah, this is the world we live in. And little honeybee here. Yeah, this is what we're facing right now. We have many reasons why we want to point the finger towards the gov. And of course, they have played their part very, very well in everything that we're going through. So we can't forget about them. But then we have regular, everyday people who think that they are better than everybody else, and because of that, well, they can do what they want, get what they want. They're justified in whatever they do, because that's what they want. But if somebody else would do the same to them, I would call the cops. They would say how that person ripped them off, how they're abusive, right? And this is why I want to get my ass out of here. Yeah. And I hate to say this, but, you know, it's getting very, very sad. I have very few friends that I can actually trust. I have maybe 3 or 4 people I talk to on a somewhat regular basis. And they're good people. Right? There's still good people out there. I'm going to pause it right now. So that way I can set up my, well, maybe I can set up my tripod without making too much noise and shaking it too bad. Hopefully I can. See, that wasn't too bad. So yeah, there's still good people here. Still care about, even for people that are lost and greedy, narcissistic, money hungry. Still care for them. They're lost souls. But at the same time, I don't spend too much time with them, nor do I have desire to spend time with them. And that is because of how self-revolving door everything's around is around them. And you know, there's different issues or symptoms that have to do with the same problems. The problem is greed, love of money, and then there's people that will, you know, steal, like I said, take advantage, rip off, overcharge, lie. And why? Well, I'm justified because of whatever cost of living. Maybe somebody else did it to them. Everybody else is doing it. Because of that, they're justified, right? And it perpetuates the whole problem. And then when somebody comes along and tries to do what my friend said about, like, well, give me an apple, give me an orange, well, then these people, they get, in a sense, ridiculed by those who charge $200 for the same services. And then the people that are rich follow suit because these people are able to say, well, if it's really a good quality service, you'll charge an arm and a leg, right? If it's not a good service, you'll put it free or nearly free, right? This is another reason why this Western world needs to crumble and is crumbling. I have faith that it is crumbling. Now I'm celebrating it, like I said. And for me, it's quite simple. I want to go down to where the world still makes sense. For me right now, it's among people that are a little bit more humble, live a little bit quiet life, simple life. That's down south towards, I would say, just below Mexico. Sorry. And I'm again. I know there's good people in every single country. I've met some, but it's getting rarer and rarer now in Western society to find good souls. And there's more and more people that are waking up. So it's weird how it's harder to find, but I think more people that are like me are isolating more and more. You know, participate much in society. And so we don't hear about them. We've, in a sense, given up. I don't blame people for having given up on this society. That's why, like, so many people are. About a year ago, people were quitting their 9-to-5 jobs because they weren't going anywhere. It was basically like, right, prison sentence in a sense they were stuck in. So now people are being laid off. So it's not only affecting people that were sick and tired of the 9-to-5, but you know, it's people that were eagerly waiting to go to their 9-to-5 jobs. And I say that, you know, I know many people are eagerly waiting to go to their 9-to-5 jobs. Most people absolutely despise it, even though that they still would fight for this system that enslaves them. But all this needs to happen, right? And it's if you look at how now everything is collapsing much more at a rapid pace in the Western world. So U.S., Canada, Europe, Australia. These are places where everything is getting haywire. You hear more and more people losing their jobs and on the edge financially. Hey, houses over here in Buktush are like, sure, the average price now is probably $300,000 to $400,000 just for a little house. Costa Rica, you can build a Tico house, which is a bare bone house, for around $20,000 still. Places in Guatemala, you can buy a lot of land, build a house for around $8,000. So, see the difference. And not long ago over here, house prices were not terrible. These $300,000 houses, small houses, bungalows now, used to be around 150, 100,000, right? But everything went insane in the last 4 years, 5 years. This hyper addiction to money caused all this. And people are still following along with the race, the rat race. Not everybody, but many people are. Alright, it looks like I got some company, so I'm going to get going. Alright, I'm going to continue on walk. But yeah, everything is happening by divine plan, even though that it seems that government and people that are benefiting from this collapse are the ones that are orchestrating it. But I see that after that Western society goes through what they're going through right now, there's going to be some radical changes down the road. We absolutely need these radical changes, as if we're not thrown into these radical changes, most of us will not change. The addiction to money, the addiction to the lifestyle is still way too strong. Look at what they're doing in so many places in the U.S. There's some people right now that are working 80-hour weeks to keep their lifestyle. been working 80-hour weeks for the last year. Right? And at first they were saying like, you need to want it enough, right? Hustle, hustle, hustle. Don't take no for an answer. Get a side hustle off, even though you're working 80 hours, get a side hustle. These people right now are burnt out. These people right now are ready to just totally fucking collapse. These people are ready to totally collapse and to basically no longer be able to function because of, well, they're burnt themselves out. How are you going to hustle now? Your health is almost gone. See, it's the same as these people that are on drugs, right? Antidepressant drugs. I think it's around 50% now. And basically 50% of people are that unhappy with life that they have to take a pill in order to be able to keep on going. And these same people that are obviously not well still want the system to continue because they're that addicted to their drugs. If they lose their antidepressant, well then they lose their minds. This is exactly what is needed in order to regain your mind, is they need to lose your dependence on that drug. But you don't believe in yourself, and because you don't believe in yourself, you don't think you can do it without the drug. The system plays on that. It plays on the fact that we're insecure. In fact, they probably created this insecurity because of the fact they realize that if they do it, then they're able to control things much easier. So if you have somebody sick, depressed, poor, then it's much more easy to control them and tell them what they need to do because, well, they're weakened. They're looking for somebody to offer a solution.